Hello everybody, a Lunar New Year event drops tomorrow, or part of it drops tomorrow. I thought I'd do a little video. We'll be doing a guide on this tomorrow once I kind of get into the content and figure out some really cool champion options in preparation for the content. But I thought I'd go and give an overview of what we discussed on Friday, but with a bit more detail, because there is a lot more detail, and of course there's a few other things as well. Something I'll be mentioning in the MCN tomorrow is the departure of something. That main departure is, as Kabam Mike does state, we've had to give the final boot to the boot due to exploitation and bot accounts. I don't think we'll see any form of gifting making a comeback at this point. So that's just in general for the game because of the tickets. If anybody remembers the Lunar New Year event, these used to be the tickets we would be giving out to each other, or kind of like exchanging them between each other. This was done in 2017 for the Year of the Rooster, Year of the Dog in 2018, Year of the Pig in 2019, Year of the Rat in 2020, Year of the Ox in 2021, Year of the Tiger in 2022, and the final one, which was last year's Year of the Rabbit in 2023. So look, that's kind of like just kind of put you up to speed with that. It's important to mention because I'm glad that Kabam are still doing these Lunar New Year events, mainly because it gives a little bit extra spice, interest and motivation in these winter months to just get some content done. And of course, as Kabam Jack said, we're stacked with kind of things to do in February, because obviously January was a bit of a lull. There was not really much to do. And of course for me, I did 100% through Necropolis, doing 5 paths, which I'm patting my back for me. Well done me. And I got rewarded with some nice stuff, and it was great because obviously I tackled it as a non-spending player, as the big content to do, which of course we did a video of earlier today, and of course I've got some other content to do on that subject. But Year of the Dragon, as a lot of you know, we start this event tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Yes, I think that seems weird. Regular Incursions ends now, and then resumes back on 7th. Sorry, I was just getting confused there, going like, okay, when does it start? So yeah, we've got February 5th, 2024, so that's tomorrow, that this event starts. There's lots of things on offer for it. I think you might want to do all the sectors. Now, that will be down to a personal player perspective, or do as many of the sectors as you possibly can. And this is mainly because you get these Lunar New Year crystals, which have some nice stuff within them. So that's kind of like one of the tips. I'll be doing some full guides on the particular event tomorrow, I want to say, and also that will hopefully have incursion based guides of like some good champions to use, champions that I've personally used well and got myself to the furthest zones, but we'll have to see. Each their own. You don't have all the champions that I'm going to recommend. I'll try and cover as many as possible, and configurations. So where do we begin with this? Well, as you know, Dust and Ironheart are 2 champions that are going to feature in some of the zones, and of course as part of the theme zones, which theme zones will now have Dust, Mutant, Ironheart as final bosses. Other champions you can expect to see in the updated themed zones are these champions right here. This will be important to kind of like create a guide as to some champions to counter it. Like there'll be Wasp, you possibly might want an evade counter. You of course will need an evade counter for Spider-Man Classic. Do bear in mind some nodes do pop up from time to time that you can, I think it's poison. There's one that's poison. If you've got poison on, you're able to get a true accuracy and true sense. When you get that particular debuff, it helps you counter a lot of things. For example, by having that, you can counter evade-based champions, miss-based champions, auto-block-based champions, and one other one, which I can't think of the top of my head. I think all those both smush together and can help you out. Giving you a counter for Miles Morales, Spider-Man Classic, and if he's on here, MODOK. I can't see if he's on there. I'll probably skip past this as like MODOK. But look, there's a lot of ones that are kind of there to help out with countering. I'm not going to say that it's going to help out for everything, but at least it will go so far as to say you've got some champions to help out against this. I'm also happy with the pool so far. I don't see anything too ridiculous that Kabam have given you. You of course will need something, a miss counter. I'm definitely seeing a lot of miss-based champions that will need that. And maybe an auto-block counter for the likes of Iron Man Infinity War. So setting up a team is going to be key. But you can choose the right type of hacks in order to benefit the situation. I think I might be able to give you a bit of an example on screen in about a moment from some Incursions-based setups that I had. So one of the teams that I did set up with was having Bishop and Apocalypse, and having a really kind of kick-ass amount of hacks that deal with certain situations, like or giving a lot of damage. One of those was Pyrokinesis. Yeah, Pyrokinesis and kind of setting up with debuff damage enhancements was kind of like another kind of vital thing that really helped out. Debuff upgrade damage over time, debuff reinforcement incinerate, and attack enhancements helped out to make Bishop a really kind of like standout amazing champion. I put it in a video recently about that, if you did. I don't know if anybody saw it, but yeah, like that's kind of again giving you an example, not fully, but gives you an example of kind of like setting up with the right hacks helps out. I'll give you another example. Hulk SP1 perma stun, debuff upgrade stun, that really helps out. And there's also a few other ones as well. Debuff count attack surge, again another example. Special augmentation during special attacks, critical rating is multiplied by 3. Big crits, loads of damage, lots of stun. Again, gives you a good example of rotation. Not with that hack, but combination of those hacks together. So it gives you an idea there. Right, but I'll make a full kind of video on it. I like the fact that your champion refreshes go down. This means if there's a particular... and I recommend this. Go do Sector 1. Experiment with champions. Find the right types of usages. And then go through further. This is going to be important for you to get the right team. When you go into the likes of lower versus higher. Experiment. Try. Get better. Do the lower sectors, then go and do the more difficult ones in the higher sectors, where you're 7 stars, 6 stars, and 5 stars, depending on where you are in the game, what you're doing. There's also interesting cut lists, which is kind of odd. The following champions have been added to the cut list for Incursions. The following champions have been added to the cut list for Incursions: Void and Mephisto, although Mephisto is listed on here. So, is Void? I don't think he is, but I found that kind of a little bit weird. And the reward side of things is going to be important for you as to your grind and, as it says here, Lunar New Year Incursion Crystal contents. So you can get between 8,888 Incursion artifacts or 88,888. I personally want all the Incursion artifacts. If I'm missing a month of Incursions, I want to make sure that I'm getting as many artifacts as possible. Especially because you need, for where I am at the game, and some other people as well, it's the same thing. You want that 7 star. So you need as many artifacts as possible. I think it's going to be important to keep a log of that stuff to find out whether or not this was a good or bad time when you kind of went to grind. This, as I said, is where it's important to do the grind. Yes, you only get 4 Lunar New Year crystals in Sector 1. But look, with those 4... you could get more artifacts. More artifacts means more opportunity to get some of the rare stuff that's in the Incursion store. The same way that you could also pick up gold, or you can pick up ISO and you don't need it ISO. You may need ISO. I think it will benefit you to do that. I also think that it'd be beneficial to do a lot of the lowers first. As I said, if you can do all of them, great. They may unlock for all of you. If they don't, just do as much as you possibly can. Because it's a difference between you saying, right, well, I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24 plus 3. So that's 27. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 34. Anyway, so you get a lot. I think probably about 50 just by loosely having a look at. I'll probably count them up at some stage. I counted them up, 58. My OCD on it was like, no, I'm going to have to probably count them up. 58 is what I make it if you're able to do sectors 1 through 8, 1 through 6, all to the very end. If you're not, then of course it gives you a bit of perspective. Do you get 50? Do you get 45? Do you get 40? Get 30? It just depends how far you can go as to what you pick up. But again, and this is again gives you a bit of perspective. If we go, okay, well, for whatever reason, 58 times 88,888. Look, you're not going to get that, but look, if it's all Incursion artifacts, then that's 5 mil of them, which would be really handy because then you're able to kind of grab the well, what is that like? Again, I'll do the math. Divided by 400,000, that's 12. 7 stars. That's not going to happen, by the way. It just gives you a bit of perspective and an idea. So that's kind of like that's that. But there's also crystal contents from the Lunar New Year quest. So these quests have been done before that Kabam have put out. I don't know if you've seen them before. They may have changed the... let's just get the image up. So if you've seen the quest before, it looks a little bit like this. So from the outside, it looks like that. I don't know if they'll change the image. It's kind of like a bit of a callback. I think in past it's been like you've got revives from it, but you know, again, like, things change with the game. But at least we have got that, and at least we've got some. I think is there any guarantee? No. First of all, crystal contents. There's either 88 or 188. We don't know how many crystals there are, but there's graters. But before, look, we were to give them by tickets, I think, but this time it's different. They're going to be within the quest, so we'll have to see, you know, how those are given out. There's also a solo event in that as well, which it seems like the more you go with it, with spending gold or winning fights with or against gold pool, Dragonman or champions that share synergy with them. That's an option. You can do that. We'll do in a guide for like some other helpful stuff with it. But yeah, use Dragonman, Running Man, Road to Labyrinth, defeat champion, duels, up to you. Defeat target champion, 100k. Win fight using a target champion, 50k. Every spent 1 gold, 1 point. Easy. So of course that's going to be 10 million points. But we haven't found out if this is going to be, what's the word? Progression gated. That's one thing I don't think we got an idea just yet. Especially because a lot of the red envelope crystals are located further down. In theory, you could smash this out in day one. Like, I've just leveled up a load of champions, and I'm now low on ISO. Thankfully, there's an Incursions event for it. But there you go. There you go. Still exciting times ahead. I'm very much looking forward to this. Because it starts off the week. Very busy week. Very busy week for me personally. But yeah, like, it's good to kind of like have these events so we can get you know, right into it. So yeah, good luck. There's 3 units, which is nice, and there's also 7-star Titan crystal shards, which again is nice. There's also 7-star hero crystal shards as well, which is good. There is a good amount of 7-star shards being delivered out this month. I will try and get a side quest rewards total video up soon. But for the meantime, that just gives you a bit of an overview of what's dropping tomorrow. And there's also other stuff like romance things, but we'll talk about that when we reveal more information. But thank you very much for watching this video. What are your thoughts on some of this stuff? Put it in the comment section down below. Check out some other stuff on screen. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.